Over the past several months, we have been going through a series of lessons on the book of Psalms. And today what we're going to be doing is starting a new series as we look at the next book of the Bible and consider wisdom from the Proverbs. Now, when we look at the book of Proverbs, we are looking at a book of wisdom. And this is not wisdom that man has come up with on his own. This is wisdom that is from God. And so as we study this, we study the book of Proverbs, we need to understand that that is where it came from. And as we think about this wisdom, if we want to gain this wisdom where God is showing us what is the way of wisdom, we need to make sure that we're approaching it in the right way. We need to start with the right foundation. And so we're going to look at, here in this first lesson, Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 7, where the wise man says there, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction." Wisdom starts first with gaining knowledge. We have to have knowledge. We have to have understanding before we can have wisdom. Because wisdom is how we learn to apply properly the knowledge that we gain. So we have to start with knowledge. But the wise man says that it is the fear of the Lord that is the beginning of knowledge. If we want the proper wisdom from God, we have to start with the revelation from God. And if we're going to use that properly, we need to have this attitude of a fear of God, that we respect God. We recognize who He is. We know that He is the one who is able to instruct us. He is the one who is able to guide us. But he makes a contrast here with the fool. He says, fools despise wisdom and instruction. This is one who doesn't believe he needs anyone to tell him or to show him what to do and what is right. Who doesn't think that he needs to listen to what God says because he has everything figured out on his own. We need to have enough humility that we recognize that we don't know everything. We don't have everything figured out. And so we need guidance. We need direction. And that's what the book of Proverbs is. It's showing us direction. It's showing us the way that we ought to go if we want to gain wisdom. And so as we study the book of Proverbs, if we want to gain wisdom, we have to approach it the right way. We have to understand that to gain wisdom, we have to first start with knowledge of the truth, knowledge of God's word. And then once we understand that's where we start, we need to have this attitude of the fear of the Lord, where we recognize who God is. We respect God and understand our place before Him, that we need His guidance, that we need His instruction, because we don't have everything figured out on our own. And so, as we go through the book of Proverbs, let's remember this foundation. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. And once we gain that knowledge, we will be able to then press on to the wisdom that He makes available to us.